Hello one, hello all, and welcome to CinemaSins. Any movie that plays around with the studio's logo like that makes a good impression, right from the start. The movie's CG animation is lovely in many ways too, but this is just gorgeous.
He was so deadly, in fact, that his enemies would go blind from overexposure to pure awesomeness!
Jack Black threw himself into this role. His relish for those characteristic lines leaps out of the speakers.
There is no charge for awesomeness. Or attractiveness.
With that, Po just showed his morals are higher than 90% of models. Here, the throwing star falls out of the wall. 15 seconds later, we see Po try and throw it back in, but it's already back there itself. Plus, it fell straight down, it didn't roll out a few feet. The joke's supposed to be that the shadow on the floor looks like a panda, that we see Po's dad isn't one, but it's so awkwardly framed, you're guaranteed to miss it.
No, it's a table 2, 5, 7, and 12.
For the math folks in the crowd, there's a clever pattern there. Both the last two table numbers are the sum of the two preceding numbers. The Furious Five's names are literally their species names. Simplification is good and all, but man, it's not because they're Kung Fu masters, because Shifu isn't called master and Oogway isn't called tortoise, in English. Because that's what they mean in Chinese. Hide a simple name behind a narrow language, and it becomes clever, folks. You know a character's well with the universe when they can meditate in their head like that.
One often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it.
Oogway's next to Yoda when it comes to delivering powerful maxims, folks. That's disgusting. Can't blame those bunnies.
We've been waiting 1,000 years for this!
Oogway's had the movies with Guffin ready for a millennium, and no one else has seen inside it? That's a suspension of disbelief and a half, folks. If this is the only way to the Jade Palace, why did Mr. Payne think Po could get the card up there? By keeping us outside with Po and giving us few shots inside, the movie nudges us into sympathizing with him more than we might have. That crack disappears straight away, folks. Those fireworks shouldn't have stalled for that long and then gone off. Apparently Chinese animals can cleanse up after a big fall. Love how bright and heroic the gold lighting gets with this zoom. How did Mr. Payne get the door open when Po couldn't?
There are no accidents.
Gotta agree with Shifu. That transition sure is effective. Zane left without taking a scroll with him earlier. Also, how is that feather light brown? Zane's plumage is black all over, only his clothing is gold. That is one spooky villain reveal, folks.
Oogway's finally going to give someone the dragon scroll, and it's not going to be you.
That wasn't in Shifu's message. How does Vashir know that? We later learn that Tai Lung's been there for 20 years. How is Vashir justified keeping 1,000 guards present all the time if he's been immobilized? Given the speed at which that feather's falling down, there's no way it would only reach the bottom after Zane and Vashir left. Hey, Tai Lung reveal? Tai Lung opening his eyes will see your spookiness, and raise it. Po's lucky no one needs references in ancient China, because he's not leaving a great first impression.
How does this work? Do you have a ladder or a trampoline or...
Trampolines in ancient China isn't that far-fetched. Trampoline-like devices have been found in digs. But there's zilch chance that was the filmmaker's intention with that throwaway line.
It's ridiculous belly.
That's both unfair and inaccurate. Po's an obese. He may be unfit, but he's normal weight for a panda.
The whooshy finger hold? No, the whooshy finger hold.
The ultimate martial art move, folks, is brought to you by Master Shifu. Their names still don't fly, but this justifies their species. Each one's battle style is based off of the Kung Fu style named after their species. Where'd the Furious Five go? It's unreasonable to expect them to break from their training and vanish in just 7 seconds.
You're so much bigger than your action figures. Except for you, Mantis. You're about the same.
Considering we later learn Mantis to be the dry, wishy one of the 5, you know that joke fell flat when he gives it that reaction.
I just ate. So I'm still digesting.
That's just not true. Po hasn't eaten since he left the shop earlier, and the sun moved a fair bit in that time. He's realised he's in a frying pan, folks.
Or monkey style.
Need I say anything at all? Yeah, that missing tooth's definitely not a detail the animators will forget mere moments later. You know the 5 are underdeveloped when it takes until now for 4 of them to get their first line in.
Or even see his toes.
That's funny, but it's also poignant, especially with that look. Love that they put such a cartoony sound effect into a realistic animated film. In between the sea of awkward in this scene, you can see Crane actually enjoys Po's respect for him. I really like the contrast between his glowing eyes and the dark, muted lighting. But it's a perfect example of how, in older Dreamworks films, characters' eyes sometimes look like they're plastic orbs floating around their heads.
I see you have found a sacred peach tree of heavenly wisdom.
Oh,
That reveal is just too brilliant for words. Po dropped 9 peaches on the ground. Seems half of them vanished. I like how Po doesn't directly ask Oogway why he chose him. Shows how Po's too gentle-minded for that right now.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called a present.
Of all of Oogway's maxims, that one definitely takes the cake. How is Zane still there? Are we to believe that Tai Lung successfully used that feather to unlock the cheese sticks in only a few minutes? No matter how powerful Tai Lung is, if 2 giant boulders are chained to him, he should have been wrenched apart a long time ago.
Fire crossbow! Fire!
There was no way they should hear of a shear down that far. That lift should have been at the top, not the bottom, since Zane and Bashir would have only just gotten it back up. Okay, bear with me folks. 4 spears land around Tai Lung, but that changes to 5 moments later. Then, he tosses 4 in the air, leaving 1 behind, but only 3 fall down for him to kick in the wall. 4 at the wall, and leaps across 4 moments later. Tai Lung's colour is blue, meaning negativity. All their islands have red lighting near them, signifying power. As Tai Lung fights his way up the mountain, his blue extinguishes their red, leaving blackness behind him. Even if you don't realise that, its visual application is undeniable, folks. Another reason why that many guards is impractical, Tai Lung's been in prison for so long, they've gotten too lax to combat him. Wilhelm scream. It's done subtly enough to get a pass, mind. Need I say anything at all? Why did Tai Lung wait before charging? He doesn't start scaling until he sees that dynamite. Again, needless hesitation, folks. Okay, no matter how powerful Tai Lung is, it can't be possible to scale those rocks faster than they're falling. Consider, folks, the amount of rhinos that died from that fall, and inside the mountain too. I'd say this film's villain is pretty rootless, no?
I'm glad Shifu sent you.
Also, when he first speaks, it's with a British villain accent to die for. That's too good to ignore for me. But him creepily smoothing Zane's feathers is unnecessary. Look at Tigress's smug style. I know she thinks Po's quit, but still. Those extra discs vanish in the aerial shot. They don't show us Tigress battling Po. Given how much she hates him, that's a missed opportunity. By making Tai Lung an orphan from birth, they really make us see him having his own hero's journey. Tai Lung translates to Great Dragon, which is fitting since that's what Shifu foresaw for him. Same reason his eyes are gold, the hero colour. Also, having this as a flashback allows the lighting to be more exaggerated and not banned by realism. Beautiful too. Small thing, but Tai Lung knocked that spear down, while Tigress only made it wobble. Great way of showing how Shifu restrained his teaching after Tai Lung's betrayal, and of how Tigress will fall against Tai Lung. Hey, Po's feet squeaking? Zane's landing will see your cartoony sound effect, and raise it.
There is just news. There is no good or bad.
Tai Lung has broken out of prison. He's on his way.
That is bad news.
Ha! Brilliant.
Until you let go of the illusion of control. I cannot make it blossom when it suits me, nor make it bear fruit before its time.
The philosophical metaphor, folks, is brought to you by Master Oogway. But by using the peach in the metaphor, they make it more respectfully Chinese.
My time has come. You must continue your journey without me.
So Oogway ascends because Shifu will rely on him as a crutch as long as he's around. I mean, yeah, his time might have been approaching, but still. But the petals, music, and visuals make the scene lovely and sad.
You'll never be the Dragon Warrior unless you lose 500 pounds and brush your teeth.
What's clever is that Po is really poking fun at himself. Great setup for the following scene's revelation. They put in a boobs joke. It's a good one, but it's still a boobs joke.
Master Oogway will stop him. He did it before, he'll do it again.
Oogway had good intentions, but by ascending, he screwed them over. Po's out of the frying pan and into the fire, folks.
I stayed because every time you threw a brick at my head or said I smelled, it hurt. But it could never hurt more than it did every day of my life just being me.
Wow. By making Po painfully self-aware of his inadequacies, they really give him depth most animated protagonists lack. Hey, Tai Lung's rock climb? Tigress will see your impossible physics move, and raise it.
This is what you trained me for.
No, Tai Lung's escape is fresh news. Even if Tigress believes what she says, it's still inaccurate. Of course, 5 powerful warriors can definitely take down a villain so bad he justified having his own prison, right? The "oh shoot, I've been caught" encounter, folks, is brought to you by Po and Master Shifu. It says a lot about this film's gravitas that it can pull off the plot point of Po learning Kung Fu through food motivation without it seeming gimmicky.
I know you're trying to be all mystical and kung fu-y.
Ha! That line's so realistic for Po, I'm acknowledging it.
When you focus on Kung Fu, when you concentrate, you stink.
Ouch! Truthful, but ouch.
I now see that the way to get through to you is with this.
The Teaching Methods Discovery, folks, is brought to you by Master Shifu and Po. This shot is lit normally, so Shifu's clothing shouldn't look nearly that red. Hey, Rocky! Kung Fu Panda will see your training montage with a song, and raise it a training montage with bombastic orchestral score. Chopstick fight is, well, brilliant, there's no other words. Love the shell game. Shows Kung Fu requires observation, not just physical prowess. Since Po had already let past Shifu, his shadow shouldn't be passing over him here. It's back to normal in the next shot. The training concluded, folks, is brought to you by Master Shifu and Dragon Warrior Po. Again with the hesitation that makes the fight much more difficult than it might have been, except now it's for the good guys! This action gives a great thrill, but it's so chaotic, we can't tell much more than Tigress being outclassed without freeze framing it. If Crane could dive down fast enough to get Tigress, why didn't you just save her earlier? They could have avoided the bridge fight altogether. Okay, I'll buy 4 of the 5 holding the bridge up, and even 2, but not Mantis alone, no matter how strong he is. Tai Lung definitely saw that coming. Same goes for being stunned before each member of the 5 attacks him. Forgetting how Crane could support all of them, how could he get a good grip on 4 of them with 2 feet? Especially Mantis.
Can I punch through walls? Can I do a quadruple backflip?
Those are both things Po should already be able to do.
Focus.
Will I have invisibility?
Focus.
Po lost me in invisibility. Even he must know how ludicrous that is.
But Shifu, he'll kill you.
Then I will finally have paid for my mistake.
How does Shifu know Po knows his and Tai Lung's history if the 5 aren't supposed to talk about it? Real cool transition coming closer through the long lens every time someone passes the camera subtly gives the scene intensity. Those 2 are references to the Shaw brothers, who produced many Kung Fu 70s films. They've taken a stone food dog with them while evacuating. As dumb jokes go, it's a good one, but since you wouldn't even know they're based on the Shaw brothers without the credits, the joke fails.
Good to have you back, son.
Real clever touch there that Mr. Payne assumed Poe's done a factory reset back to before, that nothing's changed.
Sometimes I can't believe I'm actually your son.
Po, I think it's time I told you something I should have told you a long time ago.
Okay.
The secret ingredient of my secret ingredient soup.
Ha! Love that they glossed that over since that doesn't matter for Poe's journey here.
There is no secret ingredient.
Oogway was banking success on someone seeing the meaning behind the reflective scroll. Again, a real gamble. Now that's a spooky way to make an entrance. Wait for Shifu to blink due to the lighting, and appear from nowhere. Why did Shifu's hand glow for this move? Seriously, it's amazing there's all this subtext and depth between Shifu and Tai Lung without detracting from Poe's journey. Perhaps this scene overdoes it on using slow motion a bit.
I loved you too much to see what you were becoming. What I was turning you into.
Wow. Just wow.
What are you gonna do, big guy? Sit on me?
I won't deny the humor in that, but it's still a butt joke. The movie goes from an epic father-son battle to a pie fight. But it's cool how so much stuff Poe's learned gets paid off. Not to mention how Poe's wearing Tai Lung down emotionally by denying him the scroll for as long as he can. Good echo, but the fireworks earlier took much longer to go off. Hey, Tigress is 100 foot full. Po will see your impossible... forget it. The battle ends back outside Mr. Payne's noodle shop. Poe's journey has come full circle. A butt joke. Again. But this is the best example of what Oogway meant about a peach being able to defeat Tai Lung. Think about it, folks.
You're just a big, fat...
That look. It's priceless, folks.
You're bluffing. Shifu didn't teach you that.
Nope. I figured it out.
How? I know that's the point, but how? Crane didn't have his hat earlier, presumably lost when he fled from Tai Lung. How did he get it back? Seems the whooshy fingerhold fixed the damage made to that house.
Master Shifu!
Po didn't rush up there as soon as he won?
Master! No! Don't die, Shifu, please!
I'm not dying, you idiot!
Shows that even after everything that has changed, Shifu's still the same in many ways. Nice bookend. Po starts and ends the movie on his back. 2 masterstrokes. 1, making the credits interesting. 2, showing some of the characters' afterlives to better establish their world. As if that music wasn't awesome enough during Po's training, we get to hear it again. So meaningful, that shot there, folks. Even alone, it would justify watching the credits. Po's his own figure now. Awesome in and of itself, but it really establishes how, in a way, he's become his own hero. -21. Well, that story layering really paid off. It deserves to be rewarded.